Hey guys, Brad from Team Crimson here, bringing you a deck profile. Dragonic Overlord, he is back, baby. Dragonic Overlord, the new Destiny, and all of our new exciting stuff to play with. I've had this deck for a couple of days now, just finally posting the deck profile, and gotten to playtest quite a bit with it, and it is so much fun, and just so awesome, so powerful, so great to be back with Overlord again. I mean, I love Blade Master and all, but Overlord's my baby, so glad to be back. So anyways, let's go ahead and get on with the deck profile. Starter, Conroe. Play Conroe. No other starter to consider. All the other starters suck compared to Conroe. Just play Conroe. He's that good, and he's that busted. Moving on to grade 3s. And I play, obviously, 4 copies of the new beast of the deck, Dragonic Overlord the Destiny. So not only can I, once per turn, retire for a cost of Soul Blast, I can retire circles. So that includes resist units, that includes locked units, including my own, so I can kill off my own locked units, so Chaos Breaker can't plus, yay! And then in addition, when you stride, counterblast 1, and then you can search the top, retire something, search top 7 for an Overlord card. So that helps fuel stride for later or fuels the purge. So awesome, awesome card. Love this guy. Next, I am playing 4 copies of Dragonic Overlord the Legend. I am considering playing the Legion variant, which is 3 copies of the Cross and 2 copies of the End. However, I do really like the Legend, and he's actually still a very solid backup card. I can see why some people are choosing to play the Legion variant to put stuff, especially to put stuff back later in the game when your deck has thinned quite significantly. But still a solid card. Love the Legend. Moving on, and I actually play for my grade 2s. Play 4 copies of Burning Horn Evolute. Burning Horn's back. Burning Horn, he can Soul Blast and retire stuff, and that's early game too, so that's always super helpful. And then he gains late game for when you have a grade 4 Overlord in its original name. That's important. He gets +2 for each card in their damage zone, so he can be a 19k beat stick just by himself, so that's awesome. Next, play 4 copies of Glow Heater Dragon. Same skill towards the end there. Also have to have an Overlord with that is in its original name. Important, very important, guys. But he gains +2, so he's 10k base, so he is a 20k beat stick. But his other skill, he's pretty much a defensive card, but his other skill also, you call him, and he's offensive because of that skill, but when you ride him, you have to reveal Overlord, or when you call him, you have to have Overlord as your Vanguard, or reveal Overlord, whatever, so that he doesn't lose the power, which is important. But you're pretty much always going to have Overlord, so yeah, doesn't really matter. Next, I play only 3 copies of Nahalem. You all know what he does. Nahalem's awesome, and Nahalem's just awesome. We love Nahalem. Okay, moving on to grade 1s, and I play 4 copies of Protect Orb Dragon. He's your damage unflipper, perfect card. You need to unflip damage. It's still Kagero, so they counterblast quite significantly. However, we don't counterblast near as much as I thought we would, I guess, because a lot of our skills are Soul Blast. So, but still very important, very vital to play in the deck. Next, I play 4 copies of Doombringer High Flame. Doombringer Griffin is now a Flame Dragon for reasons. But no, this card is super solid. So I can, it's just at the beginning of your ride phase, you have to retire him, and the cost of stride is free, so that's awesome. But also, when you place him on rear guard, you can cycle some of your overlords that are in the drop zone back into the deck and draw off of it. So this card is amazing. Next, I play 3 copies of Lava Flow Dragon. Yes, you still need to be able to pay the cost of stride, especially with this control heavy meta, especially because Chaos Breaker is a thing. Wish he wasn't a thing, but he's a thing. So yeah, you still need to pay the cost of stride, and you'd rather not get rid of overlords so that you can put them to Sulfur Purge. So. And next, play 3 copies of Conroe. So Conroe's able to help me. I'm able to use starter Conroe to search this Conroe in case if I don't have the Destiny, and I can still recover the cost of that. So that's awesome. But yeah, Conroe is he was a 4 of originally. Now I really only think you need 3 of it, because it's just not as vital as he used to be. So, but still very vital. Next, moving on to triggers, and I play 4 copies of the Fire Chase Dragon. He retires something when something's retired in the same column. So you have him, you call Evolute, you retire Soul Blast, retire something in that column. His skill retires himself and retires another thing in that column. So awesome card, amazing card. Next, 4 copies of Blu-ray Draco Kid. Just more crits, and I love me Blu-ray Draco Kid. Next, 2 copies of Spirit Burn Dragon, because we like crits. Playing 2 copies of Gatling Claw Dragon. Now, I did start playing the deck, and I had 4 because 4 draw triggers because I wanted to try it out. Don't do that. Don't do it. It will deck you out. So yeah, I went down to 2. 2 seems to be working a little bit better, and you have no problem drawing into cards. So I'm not quite comfortable. I could see why some people would want to play just all crits. I can see that. I am not comfortable with that because I'm just been a Kagero player for so long. I feel like I need draws, and especially Gatling Claw. Gatling Claw still is such a solid card, and I'm able to snipe some of those really pesky starters. Almost everyone has pesky starters now, so it's always good to get rid of them. And then, last but not least, Dragon Dancer Tara. This thing, I love this thing, and especially because if you're not familiar with priority, I'm able, you're able to. There's been only one time that I've had to do this, but where I've G-guarded, had one in the drop zone, G-guarded into Denial Griffin, decided to use their skills first to bind, to countercharge, then Denial Griffin's skill to use that same thing I just countercharged, damage I just countercharged, to counterblast to pay the cost for Denial Griffin. Good times. Super solid card. Alright, so moving on to the G zone. And first up is the loveliness himself, Dragonic Overlord the Purge. This, I just love this card so much. Love love his art, just everything about him. Reminds me of the Rebirth and reminds me of the End. Yeah, anyways, sorry, I'm drooling, guys. Anyways, his skill is you get to flip anything up, generic flip, and then push an Overlord to Soul to deal your opponent a damage. More often than not, I am using him as my first stride, and I actually stride into him a lot. And surprisingly, I stride into him and the Ace a lot more than I thought I would. But yeah, and then if you're not familiar with his GB3 skill, he gets drive checks equal to the amount of damage your opponent has. So if I'm able to push super early and then able to G-guard or what have you to get into him, I have done that a couple of times, just been able to first stride, already getting 4 or 5 drive checks. Yeah, he's nuts. Next, I play 3 copies of the Ace. Now, reason being, I know maybe some people aren't familiar. The Ace's skill is an act skill. You can the idea is that I can, if I have to, if I absolutely have to, I can stride into the Ace, counterblast 2, flip up a copy of the Ace, activate his skill again, counterblast another 2, flip up another copy of the Ace. Now I've got a restander that I can go into right off the bat, first stride. Now, more often than not, I'm not going to do that. However, it's there as an option. So usually when I'll stride into one of my copies of the Purge, I will flip up the spare copy of the Ace because I no longer need it. So why not? It's just there as a just in case. I'd rather have that as an option. I'd rather be able to do that if I absolutely have to. And, you know, with Conroe, you can recover the cost for that, no problem. Next, I am playing 4 copies of Ziegenberg. Ziegenberg's still beast. Ziegenberg is still awesome. Like I said just a little bit ago, actually, is that I still do, more often than not, stride into the Purge or stride into the Ace. It's pretty much because Burning Horn Evolute and Glow Heater, I kind of have to get their plus power going. But Ziegenberg is still a incredibly solid card, and I'll let you know right now, I don't play the Zeroth Dragon. Drachma, he's too expensive and he's too situational, and if his price goes down quite significantly, which actually he's down to like $90. I've been finding a couple of copies that are selling for $90 when he started at $179. However, when it gets down to a certain range, I might get one, and I'll probably take out one of my Ziegenbergs and only play 3. Because, yeah, but Ziegenberg's still awesome. Next, I play 1 copy, just 1, of Ascend Grave Dragon. Now, out of the handful of fights that I've actually played, I've never gone into him. I haven't had to go into him. I've gone into him once, just once, and it was only because my opponent was trying something, was trying to guard pretty much all of my attacks really early. So they were actually at like 0 damage, if I remember correctly. He was at 0 damage by the time I strode. He was trying to guard all my stuff because he knew I was going to go into the Purge. But this was able to kill off some of their field, and I was able to plus off of it too. So I like this. I like having this as an option. I like having options just in case. Next, Blazing Burst Dragon, our GB8. Ridiculously awesome GB8 that retires to full field and gives all your rear guards 10,000 power, gives himself 10,000 power, and plus a crit if you retire at 30. Awesome. Love this guy. Alright, and then moving on to G Guardians. I still play one Ab Salami. That's what I call him. It's a joke, guys. Calm down. Awesome card too. Just gains massive shield, which we love. Playing 2 copies of Denial Griffin because it's one of the best G Guardians in the game. He retires rear guards. Awesome card. Enough said. And then last but not least, we got Defeat Flare. This guy is awesome. He's especially really good now because I'm able to kill off their back row no problem. And recycle overlords even more so because we love recycling our deck. This overlord has become insanely toolbox, but we love it. So yeah, that is it, guys. That is it for my deck profile. This guy, oh, I just love this deck. This deck is just beastly. So yes, that's it, guys. Please like and subscribe, and keep with us. We're going to keep posting more and more stuff. So thanks, and we will see you later.